Hey guys, how's it going? I just finished my lunch. I'm in my car again, and what I also didn't show you was not only me not eating, but I didn't show you the fact that I was flossing. I think I need to get a bridge because I've got a pretty large gap in my teeth. I floss 1,000 times a day, and I thought, you know what, you don't really need to see that. What I am doing right now, though, is I am touching up my makeup. And I thought I would take an opportunity. First of all, you guys are so great. After last week's vlog where I inadvertently demonstrated how I almost got tail-ended, you guys were awesome because you were like, we saw that truck behind you and he was too close. I actually didn't realize that he was really that close. So you know what? I was kind of giving him a free pass last week, but I'm looking back and reflecting now on the situation, and he was too close to begin with. I mean, it doesn't matter. We were only going like 40 miles an hour. So yeah, but anyway, you guys were awesome because you're like, oh my God, we saw him. And of course you were just super nice and supportive, telling me that you were kind of happy I did not get hit, which I was also pretty happy about. I'm using right now the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer and a Bare Minerals concealer brush to just kind of touch up my nose a little bit because I've been blowing it again as per my usual this morning. So I realized that I needed to, and a couple of you guys asked me about it, kind of follow up a little bit on some of the things I was talking about pre almost getting in the car accident, because I did kind of cut it off a little briefly. So what I had been talking about was holding the fact that I don't have children, but I was worried if my motherly instincts were going to kick in when I held someone else's new baby, and how my husband was kind of hanging out across the side of the room, across the other end of the room, kind of waiting to see what my reaction was. And so you guys know I am always like super honest with you, and I don't hold back because I feel like, why? You don't like me for my actual deep dark secrets, then we don't need to be phony friends, you know? I gotta tell you, I was holding the baby. My husband was like, I mean, clearly it did not inspire me to have children, but I was holding the baby, and after like, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes, not even that long, I don't think, I'm being generous, I was kind of done. Is that awful? Don't people want to hold little babies all the time? The baby was beautiful. It wasn't even an ugly baby. You know what I'm talking about. There are definitely some not cute babies out there, but this was a cute baby and sweet, wasn't crying. But I'm kind of holding it and I was just kind of like, okay, I played with the new toy and I'm done. So it's a really good thing that I decided not to have children. And the other thing I had been talking about was my husband and I bonded over that fact when we first met, and I honestly think it was part of the attraction. I mean, we were attracted to each other immediately anyway, but that being said, my husband is 12 years older than me, and I had always decided that I enjoyed, it's gonna sound weird, I actually enjoyed spending time with people who were older than me. Not that I don't have people who were my own friend, my own age, but at the time I had a 10-year rule. I wasn't going to date anybody that was more than 10 years older than me. So my husband is annoying because he does not look nearly his age. He looks like he's probably 20 years younger than he actually is. And so at the time I thought he was a safe one. And then as it turns out, he was, like I said, a little bit more than 12 years older than me. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that goes against my rule. I can't date you now. That goes against my rule. So when we first started talking, I found it interesting that at his age, because I was in my early 20s, I found it interesting at his age that he hadn't had children, or didn't have children. And we were just even in conversation. I was like, oh, you know, so what's going on? Do you have any kid? You know, that kind of a thing. And he didn't, and said, you know, oh no, I wasn't made to have kids. And I was like, but bing, me neither. And like I said, I was in my early 20s. And so, yeah, so that was kind of one of the first things I think that we initially connected over. And kind of thank goodness, because I thought he was hot. And if he wanted to have children, that would have put me in an interesting and awkward position. I don't know. That makes me so sad thinking about couples who, whether it's, I mean, it doesn't even have to be your desire to have children, but whether you have such an intense, not disagreement, but you specifically you are polar opposite thinkers about very important matters. And I don't know if that's religion or, in this case, having children. It makes me feel even a little bit suffocated. I know that couples all the time get through that and are able to do that, but not everybody can. And that makes me really sad to think that two people who really truly love each other and enjoy each other and your company, and you know, when it comes down to kind of one thing that winds up, you know, or whether or not you want to get married or not. Some people have very strong opinions on that, and it makes me so sad. Like Monica on Friends, weren't her and Richard like perfect for each other? But he was older and didn't want to have children, and she wanted to have children, and they were so perfect together. But that one, obviously very compelling factor, but it was still one thing, forced them to break up. That just, it's so hard finding someone you want to spend your life with. It's ridiculously hard. I'm impressed and amazed it happens ever at all. So to find somebody and then to have to end that relationship not because you don't get along. Oh my God, that just makes me so sad. And so I'm not even sure how I got to this position right now in the conversation. But I wanted to update you on a couple of those things from my last vlog. I will link my vlog. I forget if it's here or here. I will link that vlog specifically so that you can see the almost near accident and figure out where some of this conversation was coming from. But here's something else. Even if you caught my last vlog, something that you all wound up missing out on was the fact that I was, you know how when I drive on Fridays, I drive that long distance, and I was kind of singing along to the radio. And so the song by Chicago, Hard to Say I'm Sorry, was one of the songs that I was kind of lip syncing and kind of singing along to, and I included another little snippet of it in my video the way I had done a couple other songs before, and I got tagged. Not even so much by YouTube, but the record company that I guess owns that song told YouTube to tag my video. And and what they said was, yeah, you know what, we're gonna let you use it. I know sometimes a lot of copyright stuff, they force you to not post the video, or they force you to take the video down. They said to me, you know what, you go right on ahead. You can keep that video up, but we're gonna take some of your royalties from whatever money you make from your particular video. Now, for the record, people, I make pennies on a video based on my views. I don't know why my channel is not larger. You guys are always asking me, which I think is really kind, why I can't even say it. It's uncomfortable to say it. Why I don't have more subscribers. I don't know. You know, I do what I do. I make my videos, and I hope people enjoy it. I know that my current subscribers and people who watch my videos now, you guys are enjoying them. And so I'm just going to keep doing that. I don't know why the number count is different. So that being said, obviously my videos aren't viewed by millions of people. And so I'm making like penalties. I have never even received a paycheck from YouTube because you have to hit like a minimum limit. I don't even know what the limit is, but I am not hitting the limit, and so I have never received anything as a result of my YouTube channel. But apparently Chicago wanted to take a piece of whatever I was going to get, or you know, whatever pennies were going to rack up. And at the time I thought, well, the footage was funny. Actually, it was hilarious because the song I was singing, it turns out, Hard to Say I'm Sorry, is kind of a BS kind of song. Peter Cetera, the lead singer, is singing about how I put you through a lot, but it's hard to say I'm sorry. And I was listening to the song and I was like, what? It's hard to say I'm sorry? I'm like, well, learn. I guess you had to be there, but you can't be because I got tagged. But I was like, really? I'm like, not for nothing. It's not like Chicago's on like the Hot 100 list right now. You should be happy that somebody wants to be promoting your song. It was a nice song. I thought it was a good song. I like Chicago. I thought the words and the intent of the song were a little bit messed up. It's hard it's hard for me to say I'm sorry. Well, figure it out. If you did something that was mean to me, figure it out. But no, they wanted a piece of royalty. There was a stipulation about how it could even translate to future and previous videos where they could like try to get a cut or whatever. And so since I'm perpetually optimistic and I envision myself one day having more than 10 million subscribers, I didn't want Chicago to have a piece of that because I was mad at the song anyway. And I was mad that they tagged me when I'm not even that big a deal. I'm nothing in comparison. So you missed it. It was hilarious. We would have had a good time. Final finishing touches. I'm not even sure why I bothered to do my hair today because it's like pouring outside. But I keep cutting it like a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. And I have never had short hair in my entire life and I am loving it. You know what the best benefit of the short hair is right now? Is when I put my handbag on my shoulder, I'm not having to rip my hair out from underneath the shoulder strap because the hair is just it's just short enough. I heard from a hairdresser once. Hairdresser? Is that the appropriate term? Are you a hairdresser? I heard from a hairdresser once that a lot of times, you know, whatever shoulder you wind up putting your handbag on more frequently, your hair winds up being a hair shorter on that side than the other side. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that's because you're ripping it off. I'm just having kind of like a bad appearance day because also, so my hair was giving me a little trouble. Also though, I fell asleep the other night with makeup on. I never do that. Never. Never. I already break out as it is. So why am I gonna like intentionally piss my skin off, you know? I fell asleep the other night, last night. Already, I am starting to break out. Already. It hasn't even been a 24-hour period. Already I'm starting to break out. I am so annoyed. They say, with good reason, you know, don't go to sleep with makeup on your face. And since I like to wear a lot of makeup, it applies to me even more. I don't know ever if the Bare Minerals situation, you know, where they say you could, so healthy for you, you could sleep in it. I don't think I have the courage to try. It didn't actually help when I was in bed with my husband. We were kind of watching TV. I said to him, like, okay, I'm gonna get up in 5 minutes and I'm gonna wash my face. And the next thing I knew, it was the next morning. Thank goodness I set my alarm. But one day, people, one day. And I can also sense too, my face, it's just a little bit dry because I think the makeup that stayed on it kind of sucked the life out of my skin. Apparently this vlog is going to take place entirely in the parking lot of a 7-Eleven during my lunchtime and in between my jobs. So I gotta see how long this is. I'm not sure I'm gonna give you guys anything else today because, oh my goodness, I'm gonna take up your whole day. Anyway, I'll catch you later.